Hey everyone, today we're looking at The Longest Yard, 1974, one of the all-time great sports movies, starring the legendary Burt Reynolds. I love watching this movie. What makes this film stand out isn't just the brutal football action, it's the mix of grittiness, dark humor, camaraderie, and even commentary on power and rebellion. Whether you're a fan of sports dramas or just incredible 70s cinema, this movie is packed with surprises. So let's talk about Burt Reynolds, how The Longest Yard broke new ground, and some crazy behind-the-scenes stories you may not have heard before. The movie follows Paul Wrecking Crew, played by Burt Reynolds, a disgraced former pro quarterback. Ostracized after shaving points in a game, Crew gets arrested after a drunken, destructive night and ends up in a brutal prison run by a shady warden, played to perfection by Eddie Albert. Crew is pressured into leading a team of rowdy inmates in a football game against the guards, who play dirty in more ways than one. What starts as a simple match for laughs and punishment becomes a hard-fought battle for respect, camaraderie, and redemption. This balance of sports action, prison drama, and dark humor was rare back then, and The Longest Yard still feels unique. It's raw, funny, and brutally honest, even by today's standards. Now let's talk about the man who made this movie unforgettable, Burt Reynolds. From 1978 to 1982, he was by far the highest-paid actor in Hollywood. At the time, he was already Hollywood's leading man, a mix of swagger, toughness, and natural charm. As Paul Crewe, Reynolds plays a flawed anti-hero with charisma to spare. His evolution from a selfish has-been to a leader who sacrifices for his team feels authentic because Reynolds brings both heart and an edge to the role. And here's something that makes Reynolds' performance even better: his athleticism. Before acting, Reynolds was a college football star at Florida State University, and it shows. He insisted on doing many of his stunts, including enduring real hits during the rough football scenes. Fun fact, during filming, Reynolds cracked his tailbone, an injury that stayed with him for years. Yet, he powered through the brutal production without missing a beat. That commitment is why he remains one of the toughest stars of his era. Just watch Deliverance and you'll see what I mean. The supporting cast of The Longest Yard is just as colorful and tough as Reynolds himself. Eddie Albert plays the smug, manipulative warden to perfection, while Ed Lauter shines as Captain Nauer, the sadistic leader of the guards. On the inmate team, we have standouts like Richard Kiel, best known as Jaws in the James Bond films, playing the massive and hilarious Samson. James Hampton, as caretaker, brings humor and heart. But one of the coolest additions is NFL legend Ray Nitschke, who plays Bogdansky, one of the enforcers on the Guards team. His intimidating presence and hard hits added real danger on set. He reportedly caused accidental injuries to other actors during filming. And here's a fascinating fact: many of the extras in the prison and the football stands were actual inmates. Filming took place in Georgia State Prison, and having real convicts on set gave the movie an added layer of authenticity. It wasn't all smooth sailing, though. Working in such an environment brought some unexpected complications during production. But it's that grittiness and intensity that made the film what it is. The Longest Yard wasn't just a movie about full-contact football. It was shot like one. Director Robert Aldrich, known for gritty films like The Dirty Dozen, didn't hold back when it came to capturing the action. Many of the football hits were real, and the cast endured countless bruises and injuries while filming in the sweltering Georgia heat. It wasn't just acting, they were playing. Burt Reynolds and the cast were also dealing with the challenges of shooting in an active prison. Combine that with Aldrich's tough, no-nonsense directing style, and you had a production that reflected the relentlessness of the game itself. Yet, Aldrich also infused the film with dark humor and sharp social commentary, framing the guards versus inmates game as an allegory for power struggles in society. One last tidbit: after the film's release, its rebellious underdog theme led to the movie being banned in certain prisons, as officials feared it might inspire actual uprisings. That's a testament to how much power the movie's message still carries. One of the things I love about The Longest Yard is how it balances its shifts in tone. It's packed with biting one-liners and absurd humor, mainly during the slapstick early practices, but when game time hits, the stakes are deadly serious. The film uses the football scenes to settle scores, expose injustices, and for crew, find redemption. The last 20 minutes, where the team of prisoners fights back against the guards, not just for the win, but for their dignity, is absolutely iconic. At its heart, The Longest Yard is more than just a sports movie. It's about rebellion, leadership, and the power of teamwork to take on even the most oppressive systems. Here's a bonus. The Longest Yard influenced sports and prison films for decades. But did you know it almost never got made? Studios were hesitant about a football movie set in a prison, two niche genres. But Burt Reynolds' involvement helped push the project through. Also, the movie's gritty authenticity was no accident. Reynolds' injury during filming became a badge of honor, and the full contact nature of the football scenes was inspired by pro sports at the time, long before CGI and safety protocols softened the blows in movies. Little details like these are why it still feels real, even today. If you've never seen The Longest Yard, you're in for a treat. It's equal parts tough-as-nails sports drama, hilarious underdog comedy, and gritty prison story, led by a peak Burt Reynolds showing why he was one of the biggest stars of the 70s and early 80s. Beneath the humor and violence is a story about reclaiming dignity and standing up to oppression, timeless themes that make this movie just as powerful today as when it first hit the screen. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into classic films. Let me know in the comments, what's your favorite sports movie, and how do you think The Longest Yard compared to its 2005 remake? Until next time, stay tough and always root for the underdog. And as always, please like and subscribe, and save us a balcony seat. Extra butter on my popcorn, please.
It's good time. Looky, looky, looky. Here comes Cookie. Big deal. Look at him now. How do you like them apples? Superstar.